Hi everyone, welcome to this new special class. So today we read the chapter Status of Indian Economy, or we can revise this chapter and it will be completely one shot. Okay, so if you want to get the full explanation of the chapter, then you can get it in my previous videos. So you can get some of the important informations in this video. So let's get started. So basically on this chapter, we learn about the situations of our India after the time of British rule. So British ruled over India about 200 years. Okay, and they took all the Indian wealth to their own parent country, that is Britain. So British rules over India and they took all the Indian wealth to Britain. And they after that about 200 years of colonial rule, they left India. So now in this chapter, we learn about the conditions of India, the conditions of every sector like agriculture, infrastructure, about the after the British rule. So British लोगों के जाने के बाद सिचुएशन कैसे हो गया था. Okay, first we discuss about the agricultural sector, the conditions of agricultural sector. As we know that agriculture sector is one of the major important essential sector among all of the other sectors. Okay, so now looking after the conditions of this sector, first problem is that there is low level of production. Okay, so the people who are engaged in the agricultural activities, they uses their old traditional methods of farming for which the level of production is not very high. Second point, more dependence on nature for growing crop. So most of the people there, they depend on the nature, they depend on the natural climatic condition for their growing of crop. So now in our time we do irrigation. Okay, but in that time they used to depend on the rainfall for their cultivation. Okay, then third point, small signs of lands available due to the division of family. अगर लैंड्स ऐसे उस टाइम में डिवाइड हो जाती हैं, अभी भी डिवाइड होती हैं, पेरेंट्स जो होती है वो अपनी लैंड्स को डिवाइड कर देते हैं अमंग देयर सन्स एंड डॉटर्स. सो नाउ द लैंड्स विल बी अवेलेबल इन अ स्मॉल साइज टू एवरी इंडिविजुअल. ओके, and fourth point is that main source of livelihood means most of the people are engaged in the agricultural sector, about half of the population engaged in the agricultural sector, and also all individuals dependent on the agricultural sector because it is very important. Food is very important for sustaining our life. Okay, now fifth point is that traditional method of farming. So we that time use the traditional method, like we have no modern technology, no modern irrigational facilities, yeah, chemical fertilizers. We use the old traditional method, old traditional tools for our irrigation, for which the condition of the agricultural sector, or we can say our production, is not very high, for which it looks towards a backward agricultural sector. Okay, now moving towards the next sector, industrial sector. It is second important after agricultural sector. So what are the conditions? So first point, declination of handicraft industry. Some of the handicraft industries present in the time, they are also get declined. Second point, unbalanced structure of industries. The structure of industries getting unbalanced, या फिर we can say lopsided, means whatever they produce, they are beneficial for the Britishers. Okay, so there is no beneficial for our own Indians. They, whatever they make, whatever raw materials, whatever needed, they are only for the Britishers. They are beneficial to the Britishers. Then third point is that low GDP. So GDP also decreased. Then fourth, establishment of only consumer good industries but lack in heavy industries. So क्या हो रहा था, ब्रिटिश डिमांडेड करते थे कि हमें इस टाइप की रॉ मटेरियल्स चाहिए, हमें इस टाइप की गुड्स चाहिए, तुम पर्टिकुलर ये बनाओगे. तो what they made, so there is a establishment of consumer good industries mostly, and there is a lack of heavy industries, means iron, steel, this type of industries are called heavy industries. So there is lack of heavy industries, but there is more of consumer good industries like toothpaste, cosmetics. Okay, now other points, that is limited use of public sector services. So that time there is no much improvement in the public facilities, for which we can use a few amount of facilities from our public sector. Okay, Sixth point, adoption of Western style. When Britishers came to India, so they put some of the Western style in towards our Indian citizens, for which we adopt the Western style because they are cheap, they are high quality than our Indian cloth. So Indian cloth is basically the handicraft. So they are high costly towards the Indians. They think the Britishers or Western clothes as a cheap price. Okay, so they adopt Western style. The seventh point is increase in the competition from the British. तो ब्रिटिश की सारी जो रॉ मटेरियल्स जाते थे इंडिया से, फिर मैन्युफैक्चर होती थी ब्रिटिश में एंड फाइनल गुड्स हमें मिलता था. एंड देर इज इंक्रीज इन द कॉम्पिटिशन बिटवीन द ब्रिटिश goods and the Indian goods. Okay, and most of the people, most of the citizens prefer the British clothes. क्यों? क्योंकि that is high quality and low price. That's why all are preferring the British good or adopting the Western style. Okay. Now one system tariff policy was applied, that means free import and free export for Britain and India. There will be no trade barriers. There is free import and free export. And for the increase in the competition, like most of the people prefer the British materials, British clothes, there will be suppress in the Indian market. Indian economy getting worsened by this. Okay, now talking about the conditions of Indian foreign trade sector. First problem is that raw materials will be export and finished good is import. That means whatever raw materials are needed to manufacture anything, that will be export from India. India will cultivate. India is main source of cultivation. They will produce the raw materials and it will be export to Britain or any other countries, and the finished good will come to India from other countries. It will be import from other countries at higher prices, for which it is profitable to the other countries and loss of Indian market. Third point, drain of India's wealth to Britain. So Britishers जो थे, they took all the wealth from India. Fourth point, most of the foreign trade was with Britain. So उस टाइम क्या था कि most of the foreign trade was occur only with Britain because they rule over India. So they took all the foreign trade, that is about 75%, and other countries hold the less percentage, like Japan या फिर America, they hold the less percentage than Britain. Now talking about the demographic profile. Demographic profile का meaning होता है social structure. What is the social structure? Like population क्या था, educational facilities क्या था, इस type में हम पढ़ेंगे. Okay, so first it is the overall problems. I gather all the problems here. Let's discuss one by one. First one major problem we see is population growth. Second, high infant mortality rate. Third point is low life expectancy. What we expect to leave a person, that will be low. High birth rate and high death rate also. Then also low standard of living of people, mass illiteracy, mass unemployment, yeah, poverty. Okay, these are the problems. Now talking about one of the structure, that is occupational structure. Occupational means earning structure of different peoples. So distribution of working persons across different sectors. And what is occupational structure? The occupational structure is mainly called the distribution of working persons across different sectors, different industries. Okay, so in this module, three sectors are involved. One is primary sector, secondary sector and tertiary sector, and the three are interdependent to each other. And what is the problem? What is the problem that time? That is, there is a more dependence on the primary sector, dominance of primary sector, and the secondary sector and tertiary sector were neglected, and only 9% people are engaged in the industrial sector. More importance means about more than half of the population, they were engaged in the primary sector, or called agricultural sector. Okay, now conditions of infrastructure. इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर में क्या था, ट्रांसपोर्ट फैसिलिटी जो था वो बैकवर्ड हो गया था. एक्यूट शॉर्टेज ऑफ ऑल वेदर रोड्स इन विलेजेस. अब लोगों सिटीज़ में बहुत ज़्यादा इंप्रूवमेंट हो रहा था, बट विलेजेस में वही था. एक्यूट शॉर्टेज ऑफ ऑल वेदर रोड्स जो बनाना था वो विलेजेस में नहीं था. रेलवेज ट्रांसपोर्टेड स्टार्टेड ड्यू टू ब्रिटिशर्स विच पॉजिटिवली अफेक्ट द इंडियन इकोनॉमी. सो ब्रिटिशर्स जो थे उनका एक पॉजिटिव इम्पैक्ट ये था कि उन्होंने रेलवेज, ये एयरपोर्ट and some postal activities कम्युनिकेशन फैसिलिटीज़ इनको उन्होंने डेवलप किया था. सो रेलवेज ट्रांसपोर्ट स्टार्टेड ड्यू टू द ब्रिटिशर्स. ओके, so how it positively affected Indians? So the changes occurred due to railways are like there is cheap and rapid mode of people, large number of people can go, increase in the commercialization में increase हुई, volume of India's trade also expanded. Now, communication facilities also increased during the time of British colonial rule. Like they starting off modern postal system, then fast telegraphy line also opened in 1857. That is the time of Britishers. Okay. Now, moving about a serious and major problem, that is population growth. So now also it is a very serious problem. So demographic features of Indian economy. So first point says that large size and fast growth of population. So there is a large size and fastest growing of population in the country. Second point, rapid rising of density. What is the meaning of density? Average number of people लिविंग पर स्क्वायर किलोमीटर में कितनी पॉपुलेशन रहती है. अब पॉपुलेशन इंक्रीज हो रहा है तो डेंसिटी भी इंक्रीज हो जाएगी ग्रेजुअली. सेक्स रेशियो कंपोजिशन ऑन फेवरेबल टू फीमेल. सेक्स रेशियो का मीनिंग होता है नंबर ऑफ फीमेल पर 1000 मेल्स. नाउ फोर्थ पॉइंट सेज दैट प्रीडोमिनेंस ऑफ रूरल पॉपुलेशन. अब रूरल पॉपुलेशन में बहुत ज़्यादा लोग रहते थे. दे डू नॉट मूव इन टू सिटीज़, दे मोर डिपेंडेंट ऑन द रूरल पॉपुलेशन बिकॉज देयर मेन एक्टिविटीज़ वर एग्रीकल्चर and in cities it can't be possible, so there is more dominance in the rural areas. Then also low work participation rate, and about 15 to 59 is mainly called the working people. So there is low proportion of people working in this age, so that is called the low work participation rate. Some other problems like bottom heavy age structure. Bottom heavy means नीचे का हेवी एज. नीचे का हेवी एज मीन्स 0 to 14 एज में बहुत ज़्यादा हाई पॉपुलेशन थी. हाई रेशियो ऑफ किड्स मेनली, that shows that high birth rate. Seventh problem is that low quality of population. What it mean by low quality? Means the level of literacy is low, level of training people means educational facilities also low, low life expectancy. That means there is improved medical facilities for which low life expectancy shows. Eighth point is overpopulation. Population also increasing very very rapidly. So overpopulation का meaning होता है कि फिर population size, जितनी population होती है exceeds the ideal size. हम expect करते हैं इतना होना चाहिए, but population size उसको exceed कर जाती है, तब हम बोलते हैं overpopulation. And overpopulation की वजह से बहुत सारी problems होती हैं like poverty, hunger and malnutrition. Okay, now moving to our next topic, that is what is the causes of increase in population. We learn about causes, then effects and some government policies to control it. Okay, so first point in causes is that there is more preference to male child. Suppose a female child is born, so they again reproduce to get in hope to get a male child. Again a girl came, so they again want to a male child, so there is a more preference to a male child. Then second point is that climatic factor of India. So climatic factor of India ऐसा बोलता है कि Indian women can able to deliver 6 to 7 children on an average. Okay, but in Japan का जो climatic condition है उसमें से women only can delivers 5 children and American can only deliver 3 children. So that is about the climatic factor. So control our epidemics. So now we can able to control our epidemics. Suppose any cyclone came, so we previously know about it and we care and save the peoples to a better place. So for which there is a control of epidemics, for which there is a reduction in the death rate. Fourth point is that high infant mortality rate. Fifth point, more pressure in the occupation in rural areas. रूरल एरियाज में उनकी जो बच्चों को वो ज़्यादा प्रेशर करते थे इनकम के लिए. ओके, सो दिस इज़ द कॉजेस ऑफ इंक्रीज इन पॉपुलेशन. नाउ टॉकिंग अबाउट द इफेक्ट्स, क्या क्या इफेक्ट्स होती हैं. फर्स्ट मेजर प्रॉब्लम फूड शॉर्टेज. फूड शॉर्टेज से होगा हमारा पॉवर्टी, एंड फिर इतनी ज़्यादा पॉपुलेशन है तो उतनी ज़्यादा जॉब क्रिएट नहीं हो पाएगी, तो अनएम्प्लॉयमेंट अराइजेस. फोर्थ पॉइंट इज प्रेशर ऑन द एनवायरनमेंट. एनवायरनमेंट में बहुत ज़्यादा pressure होगा, like land degradation, pollution, damage to the biosphere, like such problems seen to us. Then sixth is the low standard of living. There is no job opportunities, there is no any better facilities can able to provide the humans, for which there is a low standard of living. Seven is social problems. Some of the social problems also we can see due to the increasement of this. They are the effects of increasing on the population. Now talking about the government policies, what government measures taken by the government to control such population? Three measures: social, economics, and other measures. They are the three measures taken by government. So learning it in detail. social measures, सोशल मेजर्स में बोलता है कि मिनिमम एज फॉर द मैरिज होनी चाहिए लड़कों के लिए 21 एंड फॉर वोमेन इट विल बी 18 ईयर्स. उससे कम एज में आप शादी नहीं कर सकते. सेकेंड पॉइंट, रेजिंग द स्टाटस ऑफ वोमेन. अब वोमेन की जो स्टाटस है उसको भी हम ज़्यादा बढ़ा रहे हैं. थर्ड, स्प्रेड ऑफ एजुकेशन. एजुकेशन बेटर मिल जाए तो लोगों की थिंकिंग में, माइंडसेट में भी चेंजेस आ सकती है. And also we also create some new job opportunities. Fourth is social security. Now economic measures, what? One point is more employment, that is come under the economic measures. That is, I said that employment, job opportunities, this is given to all the population. Second point, development of agricultural sector and industrial sector. Third point, urbanization. People the more facilities are available in urban areas, so there more people are getting transferred to the cities for their jobs, for their higher studies. Okay, now some other measures also adopted, like family planning, proper family planning. Second will be recreational facilities, like we aware the people by cinemas and dance like songs. Okay, third point, insensitives, means we have some of the measures or some of the thinking change in the thinking of mindset, like we have to control the birth control measures we have taken, and some monetary incentives. जो लोग इनकम के लिए जो ज़्यादा बर्थ रेट हो जाता है उसके लिए हम मॉनिटरी भी हेल्प करते हैं. गवर्नमेंट हमें मॉनिटरी भी हेल्प करता है. एंड ऑल्सो प्रमोशन ऑफ वर्किंग क्लास. जो वर्किंग क्लास पॉपुलेशन है उनका भी प्रमोशंस होता है. फोर्थ विल बी पब्लिसिटी थ्रू न्यूज़ पेपर्स, टीवीज. वी कैन गेट टू अवेयर अबाउट सच मेजर्स. Now that's all about this chapter. Thank you so much.